Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to be reviewing the last little bit of Big Magic for the Big Magic Book Club as we wrap it up and head into our new book, which is The Soul of the Octopus by Sy Montegomary. So, I thought, because I read the last couple of chapters together, that I would just review them all together. And the last couple of chapters are Persistence, Trust, and she has a tiny little section here about Divinity. And I really like the way that she wrapped it up. She kind of does repeat herself a bit. Sorry, I'm sitting in a weird angle because I have to elevate my foot. If you saw my Instagram yesterday, then you know why, because I got a whole bunch of tattoos, little ones, on my ankle and my feet. And it is swollen as all hell today, so I have to try and keep it elevated as much as possible. So, yes, where was I? So she has a little section on Divinity, and I thought that she really summed up the book quite well in these last couple of chapters. I really enjoyed her message of persistence, and I really enjoyed how she talks about when you are creating, you should come from a place of like joy, and if it's not bringing you something, if it's not lighting you up, then why are you doing it? She gave a few more examples about her other writer friends and artist friends who kind of said, oh, every single time I write it's like hell and I'm never gonna write as well as I want to write, so why should I even try? It's like, but I want to be a writer. Yeah, and she said how that's kind of like the thing that you shouldn't be doing. The thing that you should be doing is you should accept the creative flow when it comes to you, and you should accept your failures as well. And I thought that was really interesting because I had an honours work, not honours, I had a third year work that went into a third year show, a series of images that I'd done. And although that they were good, for me, they were failures because they didn't really represent what I was trying to say. But you kind of have to let it go. You just have to put it out there and let it go and keep making. She talks about how some of her other stories are of this guy who kind of wrote this screenplay and it was a huge flop and he didn't want to ever write again, but then he slowly started getting into it by painting his kids' bicycles. So they wanted all these decorations and all these stars, and as the kids' friends kind of saw their bicycles, they started bringing their bicycles over to his place and were saying like, you know, can you paint my bicycle with stars? And so that's how he slowly started making. So it just goes to show that even if you fail at something, or you think you fail at something, other people could love it. You know, that's the weird thing about being creative, is that you put something out there in the world and you might hate it, but everybody else will love it, or, you know, vice versa. And she talks a little bit about that in the last chapters too. But the story about this is that even though you don't like something, or you've put it out there and you failed horribly and miserably and you think, how the hell am I ever going to go back to creating? You don't need to go back and work with the same thing that you worked with. You just have to do little baby steps. And I found that to be very true in my own artist practice. It's like if I have something that I'm not particularly glad about or proud of, or if I pick up a camera and I don't like any of the shoots that I've done, I will put down my camera and I will pick up a pen and start drawing, or I will try and write something, or I will do one of those stupid coloring in books. I'm only saying they're stupid. They're kind of good and they're kind of bad. It depends on the way that you look at it. Or I'll just do something, you know. Creativity takes forms in many ways. Sing in the shower, you know. Do whatever makes you happy and creative. It's like, it doesn't have to be anything. It can be making a bracelet out of some spare beads that you have lying around. Like, just keep that part of your brain exercised. I think that's one of the really important messages that I got from this book. So, you know, I had my gripes with the last chapter and the whole education thing. I didn't actually have any here. She talks about, what does she say? Stubborn trust. So trust that things may or may not work out, but trust that you can keep the creative process going. Trust that eventually, you know, you have to keep doing and putting your stuff out there into the world for it to be responded to, and that things may, sorry, that's my phone going off in the background. Things might come along that you would never expect the opportunity to happen. She talks about a short story she wrote called Elk Talk. and about persistence. This is in the section of persistence. And she wrote this short story when she was in her 20s and sent it around to various publishing houses, and one knocked her back, but the one that knocked her back wrote this really amazing letter that said something is just missing at the end. Like, they actually took the time to write to her and say what it was, and she thought that was the most spectacular rejection letter ever. Then, a couple of, years down the track, she gets a publishing agent, and this same person wants to publish that story that they knocked back, the same company. And she said, well, what the hell? She's not going to, say, hey, you've read this story before and you didn't like it because I was a nobody, but now I'm a somebody, you like it. She didn't say that. She just kind of went with it. And that's what you have to do. I know a lot of people that like to sing praises of their own success, let's say, and then when things don't work out for them, they don't know how to deal with it. I have one art school friend who is a bit like that, and yeah, they kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad, isn't it, because they get so demotivated and they get so like, oh, they can't pick themselves up after they fall. It's a little bit weird, and they very much fall into that tortured artist trap, I guess, or that sort of woe is me, tormented artist kind of thing. I'm never going to make anything good ever again. This is my one lifetime's masterpiece. It's like, you can't live your life like that, really. You have to be realistic about it. It's like, just because you fail at one thing doesn't mean you should stop doing it. It's like, everybody falls off a bicycle when they take the training wheels off. It doesn't mean you should just give up and never learn how to ride a bicycle, that kind of thing. So I really like that. And so my resounding thoughts on Big Magic were that I'm very glad that I read it. I love and resonated with a lot of her stories. I did find some of the stories a bit repetitive, but I guess that's the nature of self-help kind of books. They try to really like nail the point home. And I don't know why I did that. I'm feeling theatrical today, as you can tell with my flower. Yeah, so I thought that was really good. I thought it kind of got me fired up to start doing things. And I might read it again when I'm having a bit of a lapse, I guess, in creative stuff, just to confirm that it's all okay, or I might never pick it up again. That's okay too. What I am really looking forward to reading next is The Soul of the Octopus. I can't wait to get into that one, and yeah, we'll see how we go. And I think I'll do videos on that as well if anyone else is interested in reading that with me. But this is the official wrap up and the end of Big Magic Book Club for November, because it is now officially December, actually the 2nd of December here in Australia, which means we're into summer, except the first day was like 36 degrees yesterday and I had to go out and do a photo shoot thing, and now it's 22 degrees, so go figure, Australian weather. So yeah, I guess those were my thoughts. I didn't have that much to say about it. I really liked the last couple of chapters of Big Magic. I thought they really drove the point home. My thoughts on ideas and divinity and stuff. It's like, you can't always say that, the divine is your source for inspiration. Like, it can be, but a lot of the miracles kind of happen within your own head too. So, yeah, just wanted to, I guess, reiterate that don't discount your own amazingness and your own abilities, because they do come from you and they don't really always come from somewhere else. Yeah, so I think that's about it. I really enjoyed reading Big Magic, and I hope you have all enjoyed following along with the Big Magic Book Club. I hope to see some faces hear some voices. It's weird because I always put a voice to people. If they don't have YouTube channels and stuff like that, then I don't know what they sound like. But anyway, it's good to have more voices in the next book club, which will be The Soul of the Octopus. But I have to say, I will actually be overseas for 3 weeks in December. On Christmas Day, I'm leaving to go overseas with my boyfriend. We're having a holiday in Europe, which is lovely. And I will try and bring the book along with me, but I probably won't be doing any updates, depending on my Wi-Fi stuff. So I will see you all in the next video, and I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!